Uber rolled out a new safety feature today to keep closer tabs on all of its rides. It's called Ridecheck, and it's meant to detect when something unexpected happens during a trip. And joining us now with more on how this all works is Ryan Eldridge of Nerds on Call. So let's talk first about this new feature. Tell us what it aims to do.
So Uber's Ridecheck essentially is trying to make it a little bit more safe for riders and drivers. So keep in mind that both Uber and Lyft, their main business model is essentially you getting in a stranger's car and hoping that you get to where you want to go. And 99.9% of the time, that's 100% what happens. But there have been reports of groping, sexual assault, rape, kidnapping, all in these rideshare services. And of course, Uber and Lyft are very sensitive to this issue because, one, it will completely destroy their business if nobody wants to take an Uber because they think they might get raped. So they've essentially put in a feature into the existing app that if there's a slowdown or a sudden stop or a deviation from the trip or the route, or they're paused for way too long, Uber will essentially send a push notification to the driver as well as the passenger just saying, hey, is everything okay? If they click that, they get a series of options that they can either call 911, get to Uber's safety line right away. They can share their trip with someone else, so like a friend or a family member, so they can kind of look at where they're going and see on a map where you're going. They can report a crash, or they can change their destination. So if they suddenly want, oh, let's stop off at Starbucks, they can do that, and Uber will go, oh, okay, that's why they've changed course.
Okay, but Ryan, my question is, if you're in the car and it is in fact your driver that's assaulting you and you both get this alert, what would happen then?
So the driver gets the alert, but the passenger does too. And now if the driver's phone is off, they're saying that there are other safety features on the driver's phone. I'm not exactly sure what that means. If there's something in the driver's app that is either recording the audio of the car, I don't know exactly what it is, but they're saying there's other features on the driver's phone that would allow them to know if something's going wrong. But if you are completely disabled and you can't get to your phone and the driver can't get to your phone, they haven't really said what they're going to do. If they're going to dispatch 911 to you or something, I don't know. And obviously, if that was the case, there could be some weird trouble if you just lost GPS signal for a few minutes.
Right, exactly. But it does bring up a good point, and that is if you are involved in a crash or if the car is stopped for too long of time, at least someone is keeping tabs on that as opposed to waiting 5, 6, 20 minutes and then finding out that something might have gone awry.
Yeah, this is ultimately Uber's way of kind of trying to stop the stem of lawsuits that are coming at them from California, Colorado, Massachusetts, Texas. All of these states have opened investigations into Uber safety practices. And again, I say Uber, but it's really rideshare in general, because Lyft is having the same kinds of problems. Earlier this month, they were sued by 14 women that alleged sexual assault, and there were 100 other cases cited in that lawsuit for sexual assault or groping that happened during May 2015 all the way to May 2016. So essentially, when you get into a car with somebody who's a stranger, an independent contractor who has maybe had a minor background check, there's some issues there, and there's some safety concerns. And so Uber and Lyft are trying to do something to make that just a little bit easier on their riders and their drivers.
Yeah, it seems as though every week we're talking about either company rolling out a new safety feature. It seems as though they're both taking this seriously. Ryan Eldridge, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.